You're changing. I know. I went through exactly the same thing at your age. Just be careful who you change into.
What have you done? What have you done?
After somehow, someway, finding a way to master the art of time management, I actually haven't done that. I am currently juggling 2 jobs, also being a novice photographer and recording events like Spookorama, which I still need to get back into making videos because, man, I have failed them!
I have failed you!
Your friendly neighborhood host, that guy French,
That's right.
is finally back to make yet again another video essay. And I know it's been ages.
My God.
Will I talk about Cody Rhodes finishing the story at WrestleMania 40? Oh, no. Not quite yet, but I am almost done with my script on that. I just need to stop procrastinating and being lazy. And the editor is actually helping out a whole lot more. So give her some biscuits, guys. Give her some pats for this one. Are we gonna talk about Ura Horror? Another horror video that I've been meaning to get back on because this channel so desperately needs more horror content. No, not yet.
Alright, guy.
How about we web swing our ways to another project, another fan film? By now, most of you, including my best friends, know me as the Spider-Man YouTuber, and that's thanks to friends like Brandon Mello, Mirror Brother Productions, Canemates, and my hetero life mate Aviator Man. So, Aviator Man, I hate you for giving me that goddamn nickname, but I'm sticking with it now.
I love you.
In today's episode of That Quick Review, we are going to discuss a fan film that is bringing together 2 of my favorite genres in one, that being horror and superheroes, and meshing them in a way only some filmmakers could dream of. Today, we are going to discuss Andy Chen's The Spider, and how it's the perfect horror take on our beloved web-swinging superhero. Now, before we get into the video, remember to subscribe if you already haven't, and try not to get stuck in a goddamn web, because this is a web you don't want to get tangled on, and trust me, I have Napoleon syndrome, and you're gonna piss me off if you don't subscribe. We're almost at 700 subs, so come on, do me that favor. Do me that, please. Please. It don't mean a lot. Alright, let's get to the video. By now, every single Spider-Man fan out there has heard these iconic lines from Uncle Ben.
Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
But tell me, what happens when this gift becomes more like a curse? As one cool content creator out there says, what if events went differently? What if the Spider-Man in this film wouldn't be the same quippy underdog hero we all know and love? Instead, we get an unlucky Peter Parker that would share a fate similar, if not even worse, than the one inspired by Marvel Ruins. In Andy Chen's take, we get a story hardly ever seen on the big screen or even in fan films in general, with most of the fan films capturing what makes the character special, what makes Spider-Man the underdog that we all know. Whether it's Cake Day, Miles Morales, or a therapeutic moment like A Friend Called Spider-Man, few hardly ever delve into the horror genre. While this isn't the first to bring this take into light, I gotta throw a quick shout out to my friends both Vinny B and Charlie Q over at Mirror Brother Productions, the dynamic duo that do the best they can and making their films fun and campy, but also sprinkling horror with films like Chameleon and Spider-Man 4: A Cold Day in Hell, because that film has a character eerily similar to the character, the iteration we are about to witness in Andy Chen's take. And while it may not be Spider Carnage, it's still just as terrifying. What did Andy Chen do? Aside from giving fans moments in homage to both the likes of Raimi and Webb, and to an extent John Watts, there was a great twist in this Instead of being a happy and go lucky superhero, instead of having fun with his newly found powers, Peter starts to go through changes, as Uncle Ben would say, but not the changes he would want. Now, this isn't puberty, and I would know that since I'm still 4'11 and experiencing voice cracks every goddamn 5 minutes, but hey, these are changes that are much, much more gruesome. Similar, again, to Marvel Ruins, Peter's gift slowly destroys him from the inside out. From losing his teeth after vomiting, bleeding out of nowhere, Peter would transform into something entirely different from the Spider-Man we all know and love. Andy Chen's spin would see him bring the man-spider to life in a cruel and twisted way. This reminded me of Marvel Zombies, where with great hunger there must also come greater hunger. These changes altered Peter, and while he did try to stop himself, it was no use. He didn't just accidentally murder 2 medics, but would even eat both his Uncle Ben and his Aunt May once he succumbed to this curse. This man-spider was truly a sight to behold. Andy Chen's take on Spider-Man is something unique, a breath of fresh air, and I know I've used that term before with other videos, but I wholeheartedly believe that with this take, especially mixing in the horror genre, it feels new and different, reminding me of other content creators like Adi Shankar, the man who made truth in journalism, to even the bootleg universe. This is special. I love the vision that Andy and the crew brought to the table. And even though the film is surprisingly 9 minutes long, barely pushing itself to 10, it delivered in every possible way. And somehow, someway, they managed to get Chandler Riggs, Carl fucking Grimes. This guy didn't just bring his A game like he did with The Walking Dead, and made sure that every time he was on screen, he delivered a performance. And while there wasn't as much dialogue, his expressions alone just paint a picture. It paints a portrait for us to see. Going through the changes that at first seemed cool, going and exploring his abilities from jumping over rooftops and having extraordinary power, to then being scared, being anxious, wondering what is going on with me. This is something that we haven't seen in Spider-Man media, and while we have seen both Andrew and Tobey go through their changes in their own way and becoming the Spider-Man, it was such a nice twist to see that go against the script, giving us the horror story. What makes the film even special is the design of the creature, the design of the man-spider, because this monster, this thing, this creature just oozes 80s horror, since the monster reminds me of both the Thing and a necromorph. It's truly hideous, but it's so goddamn amazing. This is a horror film in the Spider-Man fan film universe that again feels like a breath of fresh air and feels different from what everyone is doing. And not to take a jab at anyone in the fan film community, because I love all the fan films there. I love even some of the cheesiest and corniest ones, but this, to me, feels special, especially being a horror fan. Andy Chen's The Spider feels like it's stepping outside of the box, feels like it's stepping outside of the mold on what it is to make not just a movie, but make a Spider-Man fan film. Whether you're a comic book fan, whether you're a Spider-Man fan, or even just a horror fan, this is a film that you need to watch because it is amazing. It is terrifying. It is gruesome. This is your friendly neighborhood host, that guy Frankie. Yours truly.